What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not another
another damn
pod
podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
episode 355.
355.
355. No, which road is that? That's the that's way out. Is that the one way out west? I think southwest. I think. I think that's 355. Like we don't hang out that way too much, but
Oh, the
close.
expressway out there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
355
I've
southwest.
seen the 355. Yeah, I know where that's at.
It's like
Yeah.
typically southwest and shit, like
Mhm.
which I don't spend a lot of time in the southwest, but I don't know. The closest
You
I've
take it to
gone is
go,
when I've gone to Joliet, and you don't have to take
I
355.
think you take it to go to Lamont, I want to say.
I want to
I
say is
think
that
it's
south. I know I've seen it
Mhm.
when I've gone to Joliet, like because yeah, babe's her hometown is Joliet. So we've taken out you see the road to 355, but that takes you back towards north, towards O'Hare. So like if you coming from like our way, you take 80 to Joliet. It's like, yeah, coming
Right.
out. You ain't got to take 355, but I think 355 is the one that goes southwest. So
Yeah, I want to say because like I went out that way for a short time when I was working my previous job because I got transferred out to the store out there and then I had to work out that way for like
you
a
probably
short,
took
very
you
short
probably
time.
took 80 that way too, because like if you live out south, yeah, 80 is the quick way to
Hmm.
go. Like
Yeah.
355 is if you coming from like the northwest, going
Hmm.
you coming from that way, going out towards the
Yeah.
Joliet area.
So
So little history lesson about Chicago highways.
Chicago like
What
highway,
some folks say the E way is like some
the E-way, yeah.
never called it that on the like the certain dialects. Yeah, like maybe that's some West Side shit. I don't know, but yeah, certain sides of town they call it the E way and shit. Like I never called it. I always said the highway,
Mhm.
or call it by the name. That's a
I
Chicago.
call it by the name.
Yes, the Dan Ryan, the
I
Kennedy.
say the Dan Ryan, the Kennedy, the Eisenhower,
The exception is I-57. We call it
57.
80, 57 and 80. We call those by the numbers. The other ones we
Right.
call by the names though. Yeah.
Hmm.
Take the Kennedy, yeah. Take the
Hmm.
the Eisenhower, take the Dan Ryan, yeah. The
The Eden.
Skyway is like, yeah, like you call it.
Go
You'll
that
say
Eden.
take I-90. You don't say it like
Nah, we don't do that.
Lakeshore Drive, yeah. We don't say take 41 North. It's like it's Lakeshore
That sounds
Drive.
so weird. Yeah.
For out of towners, that's how you tell them 41 North because like they get
It's
lost. You tell them
Lakeshore.
Lakeshore Drive, like
It's
where
Lakeshore
I'll
Drive
find
only.
that shit. It's like, yeah, 41. So yeah, stay on 41, then you'll find lakes. Stay on 41 till you see the water. That's how that's how you find Lakeshore Drive. 41 till you see the water.
Then you see the water. Yeah.
41 or so as my dad was talking about that. Take 41 till your feet get wet. Like he was like take it till your feet get wet.
Chicago lease.
Yeah. That's our little Chicago thing. Yeah. But big weekend for me. Yeah. It's my birthday, so I know you want to ride.
I can't. I can't.
It's your birthday. Would that be the Bruce Springsteen version of the Jeremiah birthday song?
Low key now I want to hear a version of him do that.
Exactly. You know, it's you can create shit like that now. Like AI is amazing. It's like
Oh my.
it's like you can find like have like like Homer Simpson singing like Billie Jean. It's like it's like you can create that and shit. It's like yeah, like AI is like a
Let
motherfucker.
me find out. So now I found out what I want to do now with my hobby now.
There you go. Yeah,
That would create new
recreate like
hobby.
all classic songs with like famous voices like that. Yeah. Some of the coolest ones I've seen like are involve Michael Jackson. We going down the whole rabbit hole now. It's like a young Michael and shit. They have like Michael Jackson like singing in his like his Jackson 5 voice, but he's
Mhm.
singing like Beat It. For example, it's like this sounds cool, like having you hearing young Michael do Beat It. It's like with AI can create that. Like like how like Michael Jackson that did Beat It at 12. It's how would it sound basically. It's like yeah.
That would be awesome.
Those are some pretty cool videos. I'm like, okay.
And now I'm going to create a hobby of doing that.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
it's
it's like
Oz's birthday weekend, as he stated. which means that my daughter is like,
Ariana's the day after mine. Mine's the
it's kind of her
24th, hers
weekend
the
too.
25th.
So
As this goes live, like it'll be Ariana's birthday. My
yes, it
birthday
is.
already be in the past. Yeah, so,
It
yeah.
is my baby's birthday. Yes.
9, yeah, like yeah, she's
Oh, I
getting close to double
know.
digits. Yeah.
Oh, my friend said that to me
Double
because
digits.
her bestie from when she was 2 years old, we went to
Her
her
day one, baby.
for day one. Yeah, we went to her birthday in February, and then her mom was saying, "This is our last year with single digit." I said, "Why'd you have to remind me?" I was like, "I know it is, but I
Yes.
know it is the last year, but just saying it out loud, it just makes it real. You know what I mean? It just makes it
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and soon she'll be a teenager."
Yeah. And ready to have big fun. Yeah.
No, but
Big fun, baby.
birthday shenanigans for you. What shenanigans?
Yeah, I'm be a WWE live in Rockford. That's what yeah. Because I did the interview already with one of their stars, like shout out Sami Zayn. Yeah, like he called the show or Zoom the show, like oh yeah. It's like like everything now is like digitally, so you ain't got to even be there. It's like, yeah, so he
Yeah.
did a Zoom interview, yeah, talked about the show and just wrestling in general. We in WrestleMania season now.
Hmm.
WrestleMania is the following weekend, or yeah, not this cut, not so 2 weekends from now is the first weekend in April be
In
WrestleMania.
April, yeah. Hmm.
WrestleMania 40 live from Philadelphia. Yeah. So
Jeez.
yeah, won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit. I'll be watching on Peacock. So there we go. I'll be there in spirit. But shout out to some of my people I know that will be in Philadelphia that
Hmm.
first weekend. Yeah. But I'll be in Rockford this weekend, so that's my WrestleMania.
Nice, nice.
WrestleMania came early for me. Yeah, I
Maybe
got
that's
to
why you're such a wrestling fan because you were born at WrestleMania
yeah,
time.
it's always around this time, either always like late March or early April. And it has been on my birthday before a couple of times. Like I remember like some of the early ones when I was a kid, like I think WrestleMania 7, I think was like on my birthday. Like some of the early ones fell on the 24th. I'm like, yeah, so I didn't get to go to that one. That was in LA Mania. And like obviously, like
No,
what as kids, we weren't I didn't go to LA till I was very grown. It's like yeah,
and full adults.
didn't make that trip as kids. I was
Yeah.
very but yeah, so I'll be doing that. That'll be how I'll be spending my birthday, doing something that I'm into. It's pro wrestling. I've been watching, like you said, since I was a kid. I remember WrestleMania when they didn't have numbers. It's like
First WrestleMania, like WrestleMania, and then it's like, okay,
yes.
the new WrestleMania. It's like that.
Or WrestleMania LA, WrestleMania in Detroit. It's like yeah, the city. WrestleMania 3 was like the one there where it really popped. That's the Detroit one.
Hogan and
Hogan Andre,
Andre,
yeah.
they had the face down the that I remember that
Macho
poster them
Man and
carrying
Ricky
each other.
Steamboat. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was like a big first one I ever saw live was WrestleMania 2. Like we saw went and saw that. It's I'm gonna tell my story. Sportsman's Park. Yeah, like this is when the racetracks were still around town. It's like
Oh,
last
okay.
one they just tore down was Arlington. Like shout out.
Arlington Heights, they
We're
tore
gonna
down.
talk about them in a minute, the Bears, because that might not even happen now. But yeah, it's Sportsman's Park. Yeah, that's what they were aired. And they peel the curtain back a little bit. Dad was definitely into the ponies. Yeah, so yeah, so me and Feast were watching wrestling, and I'm sure he was off doing something. And that was the 80s, so like yeah, like
His
he
kids can be
left us
unattended,
unsupervised, like he just parked
unsupervised minors.
took us to the area where
8-year-olds
they
can
were
be
showing the wrestling.
unsupervised.
Yeah, like because they had an area where they set up with like the closed circuit TV. Like that was what pay per view was before pay per view. You called it closed circuit. Where you had to leave your house and go watch it at a
Mhm.
location. So it was like closed circuit TV. So we watched. That's the first WrestleMania I remember
Well,
seeing.
these unsupervised minors, you guys are probably like 9 and 10. Like these unsupervised
Like
minors,
we're younger than that, man.
were
It's like,
younger than
we're
that.
around that age. So I'll say yeah.
You guys were no older than 10. You guys were no older than
We
10. You guys
definitely
were
were
no
like in the Ariana age group. We're definitely in that age. Like we
unsupervised
could have been
minors.
classmates with Ariana. We were in that age group definitely.
Yikes.
And
Like we always preface it, it was the city.
Watching Hulk Hogan slam King Kong Bundy and shit like that. While Dad was like, yeah, watching the horses.
I instantly thought about that when we were in Vegas when Marcus and I walked through the sports book when we were in
Yeah,
Vegas in our hotel. And then we saw the guys like in their booth, like they was like these were like some big time
Yeah,
people because they
high
were like if
rollers as they call
they
them.
had their own little booth that they were sitting in. They just watching. They like
They had
so
box seats like how Rusty got Saul in Ocean's
they had
11
their own
when they're
little
white because he was into the dog races. That's what his
yeah.
Saul he was. It's like Russ because he was watching from the cheap seats. Like, come on, box seats. He
I
took
see,
him,
yeah.
Rusty got him the good seats to watch it, and his dog still lost. But at least he got to watch from the good seats.
Yeah, though, but it was the 80s and it was a different time, but it's still those memories that you had, like you said,
That's
going
fun. It's
with.
hilarious looking back because, like, I think all of the kids were because like all the kids were in that area. All the parents probably ditched their kids there to watch
Yikes.
WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
think if I remember, I was like, it was nothing but a bunch of kids. Like, was it any adults in that section? I don't
Unsupervised
remember.
children.
I don't remember. If it was adults, it was like one or two, but it was like a bunch of kids. Watching. Yeah, Hogan. Yeah, Andre the Giant. Yeah, that's like. The Fridge was in that one. That was like, yeah, he was one of the first
Oh,
celebrity. Yeah,
wow.
Fridge. He
I
could,
vaguely remember him
yeah. Which
doing
is that's
something.
what got me wanted to see it because like I was a huge Bears fan. The Bears had won the Super Bowl, I want to say that same year. So like yeah, it's 85. So yeah, so at WrestleMania is like and we see the Fridge wrestle too. Yeah. It's like a Fridge was like our guy. We were like big time Bears fans, man. And Fridge was like the guy, like he was
He was.
charismatic. Yeah, he was like to kids, Fridge was cool as hell. So, yeah. He's like a big teddy bear. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
like Fred was that dude.
I saw a refrigerator that somebody had wrapped that they were selling, and it had Fridge's number and his
In
name on it.
72, the Jersey William
Yeah,
Perry.
it was wrapped like a jersey, like a
Yeah.
Bears jersey. It was like a refrigerator.
I'd have bought the shit just based, even if it was a crappy refrigerator, I'd bought it
The
because of
comment
Fred.
section was like, I'm buying two. One's going in my kitchen, one's going in my basement, my man cave. Like the comment section was off the chain talking about
As they say,
like
like
take my
with
money
as they
now.
say with like the Jordans, with like yeah, like one to stock, one to rock. That's what I'm saying.
Take my money
A
now.
lot of the true sneakerheads they like they buy two pairs like yeah shout out Nelly it's like they buy two pairs like because they won the stock one the rock like one's going in the vault and the other ones they gonna wear so that's what I do with the Fred one to stock one to rock. Hey, one ain't gonna put shit in, and then the other one is gonna be like, yeah, he gonna use it. One this is
I'm
one is a
thinking hindsight.
collector's item.
I'm like, if I would not have bought our basement fridge already, then I was like, I would have brought that in because Marcus would definitely appreciate that. But we already have a basement fridge now, so I'm not gonna I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna be responsible and not do it.
Since we already in the lane, we talk racetracks, we talk bears. Let's just start there. Like,
Yes,
I let the show carry us where it's gonna go. Like, it's like,
the wind
um,
blow.
it's like the Bears looks like the Bears won't be the Arlington Heights Bears. Like, the latest on that is like the Bears seem like they're staying put in Chicago for now. It's like, of course, all of this is like probably like a decade
A
away. It's
decade, at
like,
least a
don't
decade
expect
away.
none of this to happen anytime soon. It's like, yeah.
The earliest I see is
20,
like
2031, the earliest.
2032. I see like
Early
2032.
2030s is like the
Yeah.
earliest any of this would happen. It's like
Yeah, it's not happening tomorrow.
the latest I heard is that Chicago was offering the south parking lot for Soldier Field. Like that'd be the location of the new stadium. So they would build there. And I guess like demolish like the monstrosity of the new Soldier Field or whatever, because they botched that clearly. It's like yeah, so like that would be demolished. So like yeah, that's what the latest is now. And you know the South Park that's like right next to the McCormick Place, that big
Yeah, I
ass
know that one.
lot
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that would be the site of the new stadium. Yeah, and they're
Mhm.
gonna do it right this time, like dome, like you have the
No,
retractable,
man.
like so you
Make
can
it
have
larger
indoor events in the winter. Yeah, and make it the
because
larger capacity. Yeah.
like Soldier Field is like next to like
It's
other
it's
it's
the
pretty
small it's the
small.
smallest
It's small.
it's smallest stadium in the NFL. Like I
Mhm.
didn't know that till I started doing it. I was like, yeah, they
I
got
didn't know
less
that either.
seats than the original Soldier Field, which is great. When you do a new build, you're
Oh,
supposed to upgrade. Yeah, they somehow like because the way they did it was stupid. They want to like keep the old Soldier Field, but like put this so basically like you just sat like this fucking thing on top of the old one the way they did it. So
they
so
did
it's
a bass
less.
fitter with it basically. Is that what it
Yeah,
sounds like? They did a bass
yeah.
fitter
The way
with
they
South
did it
Park.
was so stupid. It's like, yeah. instead of just building a brand new stadium is like but Soldier Field was a landmark at the time, so they couldn't demolish it. So what
Yeah.
if we just gut it then? It's like, yeah, just rip the guts out, keep the columns, and then drop this thing on top of it. That's basically what they did. If you look at it, yeah. If you have the old like columns around, then they got like called the spaceship sitting on top of it is what they call.
Spaceship, yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what they call Soldier Field, like a spaceship landed on the old
And when you
Soldier
look at
Field.
it, it looks like a cereal bowl from the top. That's what it looks like. It looks like a
Yeah.
cereal bowl. That's really what it
Yeah.
looks like.
And yeah, and it's nothing special except we went there for the
The
Kanye
Donda,
Donda
yeah, for the
release, yeah, the
Donda.
listening party, yeah. And yeah, it's nothing special about that building. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just a building. It's like nothing
Right.
special.
We went, I was like, oh, okay.
Wasn't wild or nothing. Like, especially now when you look like modern like stadiums, like yeah. And that one ain't even that old. It's like 20 years ago when they did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
No, it's
2004, I
already
think.
outdated. That's how like badly they botched it. It's already outdated. But that's what they're talking about now. So I don't know what I guess would they would sell the land they bought in Arlington where the park this racetrack was, because they already demolished the park. So like yeah, that was already a thing. So I guess like all those acres they could probably sell back to Arlington Heights or something. I don't know, sell it back to the city or whatever.
But they were kind of upset because the Arlington
They didn't
residents were
want
so
to. They didn't
they
want the
wanted
Bears. Said we don't want all that traffic and
all that
riffraff out
traffic
there.
and
It's like
those
yeah,
drunk people and
yeah, they didn't want it. It's like so, like
drunk
so on
people.
both ends, it was complaints. Like in Chicago, like we were sad because, like, they why it's Arlington
It's the
Heights.
Arlington
That's
Heights
not
there,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Put the map up.
Not
Chicago, not
Chicago,
Chicago.
yeah.
That Arlington Heights is in the not Chicago section. It's like so Chicagoans didn't want it, and then the Arlington Heights folks they didn't want it either. It's like nah, you can keep the Bears there. Like we don't want them here. It's like yeah.
Mhm.
Then other cities started getting in on the bid. They started bidding for them too, like other surrounding like towns. Like yeah, but it looks like that might not even happen. Like I said, because the latest is they are gonna build on the lakefront. It looks like it's gonna be like split, like because like we're gonna talk about these stadiums. It's like they like billionaires own these teams, but for whatever reason, hashtag cheap billionaires, they want them like taxpayer money to fund these stadiums. That's why teams threaten to relocate. Is like okay, like give me the money if it's taxpayer, or I take his team and move it to Florida. Like Reinsdorf actually did it. We're gonna talk about his bitch ass in a minute with the White Sox back in the day. That's how the new Sox part came because the original Comiskey was a dump. Me and Feast used to go there because we get free Sox tickets.
We got free tickets.
Because like
Yeah.
with the cereal box, yeah, you send off
And
like
then I got them from school because like CP they still do it now in CPS where like they have the free tickets for the
was that the
honor.
old Comiskey or was that the new one when you were going? Because the new one opened like 91. So like was it the
It
old
may have
one?
been a little bit of overlap. Like I may have went like once at the
Maybe
old
when
one,
you were little, you might have went like maybe
like once or twice at the old one.
peek back. Maybe when you're at the North Building, you went like
Right. I probably went like once or twice.
once
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
So I know that the current park opened in 91. I know that much. Yeah.
Hmm.
So like
So I
the
think I
first
had like maybe a slight overlap. I had a slight one during
well,
that
me and
time.
Feast, we went to a lot of because it was
Yeah,
always
you guys
White
have,
Sox. They never gave away Cubs tickets. It's like
of
Wrigley,
course
they're
not.
gonna make their money. So yeah,
Of course
hey,
not.
so it was always White Sox at the series that Kellogg's would offer or whatever. It's like whatever. They say because they get a free pair of Major League Baseball tickets and like we go check it. They'd have like the teams and it's like White Sox is the one. So like we'd always sit off for a pair of whites. And they'd be like, yeah, bleachers or the nosebleeds. It wasn't like Gracie, but it's free tickets. It's like
It's pretty
so
tricky.
yes,
You can't complain.
we were ecstatic. It's like yeah, we got to go to watch the game free. And like, yeah, Comiskey was a dump. That's the whole point of it. The original Comiskey definitely needed to be replaced. And Reinsdorf threatened back then, like, he's like, if I don't get a new park, yeah, with taxpayer money, I want to relocate the team to Florida. And that's how the which is what's the team? Yeah. It's the Tampa. I think Tampa. I think that's how they got a team because
Oh.
they ended up getting an expansion team later. I think because of the Reinsdorf like threatened to like take the White Sox there. It's like yeah, so and like they've been like and here's how savage they were. They actually built a building but didn't have a team. So that yeah, so they
Oh.
built it. So like they were ready for the White Sox, but then last minute, like probably Daly being like this was during the Daly era, so like Daly
And Daily's in
wouldn't let his
Bridgeport.
White
So,
Sox leave town. Basically,
and
that
he's from
was
Bridgeport too.
he
So
grew up a Sox fan. So yeah,
yeah.
he's
So
like
it,
I'm not losing my White Sox. So he like built the new park like across the street from the
on
old one.
taxpayers' money.
Yeah, on taxpayer money is like, even though these are billionaires, they could pay for it themselves. But getting back to Soldier, well, not Soldier Field, like the new Bear Stadium, which they're talking about on the
Hmm.
south parking lot of Soldier Field, it'd be half and half. It's like, or like, I don't even know if it's half, and I know that maybe I think 2/3, 1/3, or something like that. 2/3 we privately funded, and then like it will probably be like a third of it with taxpayer money is what I'm seeing.
Why we gotta do anything?
Exactly, yeah. Like you could pay for the whole 100%. It's like, yeah,
You can pay with you can pay with this with a change in your ashtray. As much
yeah,
money as you got.
yeah. Like especially, yeah, the Bears, the McCaskies, they loaded and shit. It's like them
Y'all got
motherfuckers.
money,
Yeah.
money.
Shit. NFL teams ain't cheap. Like they like the most. That's like the most. They generate the most revenue out of all sports.
Mhm.
Like motherfuckers are gonna watch some NFL. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. Hello, Super Bowl.
facts. Yeah.
Hello.
About $3 million for a 30-second commercial. I think it's 3 million. I think that's the current rate
Damn,
now.
it's up to 3 million
I think
now.
it's like, yeah, because it's been right. I remember back in my, I
I
remember it
remember
was
it
a
was
half a million.
a
That's
half,
like,
and I remember it
back in
being a
my
million
day.
dollars.
I
Yeah, a
remember,
half a million, then a
when I was a
million
kid, I remember because like I remember it used to be a big deal. Half a million for 30 seconds. I
for
think it's
30
up to like
seconds.
3 million now. It was like, yeah. Especially after that last Super Bowl was the most watched Super Bowl for a couple of reasons. It's like you gotta give the Taylor Swift her due. Like that brought in a lot of new eyes.
Yeah,
Usher
she
was a big deal. Is like,
Usher.
so like
Mhm.
they said that was the highest viewed Super Bowl like in decades, maybe ever. It's definitely the highest in a long time. No, yeah,
Mhm.
like that Super Bowl we just had. It's like, yeah. So with all them eyeballs, yeah, they can charge what they want. So I think it's
Yeah.
$3 million for a 30-second spot now.
Yeah.
So these NFL, they making bank and shit.
They got money. Y'all got money, money.
And they got Jeff Bezos money because like Amazon streams the Thursday night games now. So like they get money from like everywhere. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, they're the only sport that's on all the major networks and Amazon.
And Amazon.
It's like, yeah, because they got, yeah, like CBS is like Sunday, yeah. NFL on Fox is Sunday. You got Monday Night Football, ABC. That's the ESPN. It's like, yeah, ABC.
ESPN, yeah.
And then Sunday Night Football on NBC and shit. Yeah. And then Thursday, like I said, Amazon streams those. So like they get money handled officially. They could definitely afford to build that fucking stadium.
I think I saw that
Out
the
of
Super
pocket.
Bowl they had where it was on Paramount Plus because that's CBS.
Yeah, that
Everybody
Paramount aired the Super. I watched the Super Bowl.
get
The
Paramount Plus
first time
in.
I ever streamed the Super Bowl in my life.
Yeah.
Hashtag cut the cord. Yeah, that's the first time I ever, because like I've always watched it on traditional, like either cable or even regular TV back in the day. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
this first time I watched the Super Bowl like strictly streaming. It's like, yeah, because I watched it on Paramount Plus. Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was,
so I was
yeah,
like, wow, it's on Paramount Plus this year. I was
yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
So that's the first time I think the Super Bowl was like you could watch it strictly streaming. You didn't have to have any like cable slash service. You could watch it strictly as a stream. Like that was the first this past year.
Mm-mm.
I think some games air on Peacock too. I think certain games, yeah. Is
They bottom line is they get money.
they get
So
money hand over fist the NFL. So
for the
like
fact that you're trying to
you
be
could pay
like,
this building totally out of pocket, yeah.
why are we going half on bills?
Exactly. Why we yeah, we're
Why are we
not
going half?
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union while we splitting the
Why are
bill.
we going half on bills?
They Dwayne the McCaskies Dwayne Wade did that shit. It's like, yeah. I think it's
Like,
like
yeah.
2/3 for what I said. Like, let's say the building is gonna cost like 3 billion. I'm just throwing a number out here. And they're gonna pay two out of pocket and then get 1 billion from taxpayer
No,
money. It's
no.
like you get that money back to us. It's like put that back into people's pocket, that billion. Like
Get that money
I'll
back
take
to
my
us.
stimmy, yeah. Put that money back in our pockets.
Give me my Sibby.
I'll take my stimmy, my cut of the 1 billion. Like, give me my cut. God damn it.
That's a lot of damn money.
Mm.
And
I'm
I
just
know
throwing it
the
out. I don't know if that's the exact number. I just throw it out for easy math. I just throw it out.
easy math,
Make it
yeah.
like for three parts. It's like, yeah, like 2 billion they paying and then 1 billion from the city. It's like,
And then when you look at how it breaks down, so then they always like be like, this generates jobs. That's what they all say. This
yeah,
generates
like
jobs.
it
It
creates
generates
jobs. It's
jobs.
like, yeah, that's all yes and a no. Like
It's a yes and a no.
it's like most of the jobs are gonna come during the construction period. The good jobs, the good paying jobs. It's like
Yeah,
because like once the building opens, the minimum wage work. That's what that is.
$15 an hour.
Like the servers, like they make it. That's minimum wage job.
Somebody
So
in
like yeah,
Chicago will be 15 an
15
hour.
is like they making
Working.
like gonna make 15 an hour
I
typically.
think
Like
that
you
because like you know they
working concessions or like ticket taking or
ticket
like
taking, they're gonna
ushering,
be
like
making
all
15
of
an
that is
hour.
like minimum wage work.
Yeah,
But yeah, the good pay, like probably the 6-figure jobs that'll come like the construction.
the
They're gonna
construction and
get paid.
the
It's like, yeah, the construction
they're gonna
part.
get paid. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
construction.
ones that are building the building, yeah, they'll get it'll create those jobs, they'll get paid. Yeah.
They'll be making at least 90,000 at
Yeah,
least,
like close to 6 figures, like
at
them
least.
construction workers, like
And if you have more experience, obviously you can make more, but they'll
or
make,
if you
I
like the
think, more.
foreman or something like that, you definitely
Yeah,
gonna make bank and shit.
yeah. They'll be making some good money.
Mhm.
But
So when they just says a yes and a no, yeah, the construction will create jobs, but after that, once the building is here, it's like, yeah, it got jobs to work there, but yeah, minimum wage is like, yeah.
it's like jobs that like maybe like your teenager or like work, you know.
Yeah, which I've known people that have like their first job was working like at the stadium or the United Center back in the day because
Maybe Khalil will work there because that'd be by that time Khalil would be a teenager. By that time, maybe Khalil.
like I know one of my classmates when I was at Kenwood, the Rosemont Horizon was what he worked there. Yeah, he's like, 'cause he would take the blue line out there, yeah, say the train. He what his job working the Rosemont, yeah. So he talking about he got to go to see all the concerts for free, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool perk. Yeah,
that's a nice little, you know, okay, like yeah, I'm making this minimum wage. Like
but
back then, minimum wage was like
but if Prince comes to town, I get to see it for free like that. Get to
yeah.
see Prince for free. So yeah.
I'm making $3 an hour, but I got to see Prince.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, it's a good trade off. I think minimum wage was 4.25 when I started. So yeah, my first
I
job. I
went
want to
down
say
too
that.
much.
So I made four. I think it was 4.25. I'm just trying to remember. But Dunkin' Donuts job, I think I made 4.25 an hour doing that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, so yeah, 90s money. God damn it. Yeah.
Paid about 450 when I started working my
Yeah.
first job in the late 90s.
You
Yeah.
started in the 90s too. Yeah, 90s money. Damn
Well,
it.
2000 I started actually. Yeah, I started in
Okay, so
2000.
right, yeah, the turn of the millennium.
I'm
Yeah,
making like 450 an hour.
yeah. 4.25, baby.
Yikes.
To deliver to the little kiosk, the Dunkin' Dove, the donut kiosk you see at gas stations.
Yep.
I was the guy that filled those. Yeah, the
Yikes.
donuts don't just magically appear. Somebody has to deliver them. That was my job with Dunkin'. Like when I first started, I was making 4.25 to drive around the gas stations to load the little machines up with donuts. That was what I
Yikes.
did.
Yikes.
First job was
I
that.
bad groceries.
Mhm.
That's what I did.
And then I fucked up. I got into an accident and fucked my license up. So then they had to put me in a store, which sucked because the delivery job that's easy money. There, you get paid 8 hours for like 2.5, 3 hours worth of work. It's like you really, and you can stretch that shit out. You can say like blame it on traffic, all that shit. It's like when you get back, you take your time coming back. I'd stop and visit motherfuckers and shit like on the clock. It's like, yeah, I'm telling on myself, but I don't ever plan on going back to Dunkin' Donuts again. So I snitch on myself. But
Now
yeah,
they're gonna be watching their other employees. Like now you're telling all the secrets. They're gonna be watching their
yeah, I'm
staff. Like,
watching. Yeah, they're gonna be they're gonna have them. Yeah, like they now you can check that shit because there's cameras everywhere, so they can see like okay, like you left the sit go station at 7:25. They can see what time you left the building now. And you're like that. Because they can check the security cameras from sit go and see like okay, yeah, you finished that stop and yeah, but you took 2 hours to get to your next stop. It's like to get to the BP. Like yeah, we took and it's only like a mile away. You took like 2 hours to get there. It's like now they can check. They can check on you. So they don't need snitches now. They can check on you now.
they got cameras.
Yeah. It's like pull up the footage on the security camera. But first job was that was my first job. But me like personally like I couldn't be in politics because for a number of reasons. But getting back to the sports teams like relocating, I tell these motherfuckers to kick rocks and shit. It's like yeah. especially the White Sox, like they're not even good and shit. It's like they won what one World Series in my whole life. It's like and they've been mid pretty much before and after that. They don't have a winning like lineage and shit. It's like they got lucky to 1 year and then been mid, like either mid or bad, like on the opposite ends of that. It's like they're not even a good team. It's like and you threatening a real. I told Reinsdorf like, oh, go, yeah, go to bye. take your raggedy ass team and get the fuck out of here. Shit. Like, but most sports fans like they don't want to hear that because like like especially Chicago is a sports town.
Chicago's a sports
They got
town.
an
It
emotional
is.
connection to these teams. It's like we can't lose our even the mayor was in it. We can't lose our White Sox. It's like fuck them, let them leave and shit. Like I'm not taking taxpayer money to give to a billionaire. Let them fucking leave. And that's how the Thunder ended up in like OKC from Seattle because he wanted a new building for his Supersonics.
Mhm.
Seattle wasn't going for the bullshit. They said like, nah, like we got other things we could use that money for than to build a fucking new arena for the Supersonics. Yeah. And he called their bluff. He's like, Clay Bennett is the guy's name. Like Supersonics fans to this day hate that dude. It's like he was like, okay, yeah, if you don't give the Sonics a new building, then we leaving.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Oklahoma is offering us a new building right now. And then Seattle said, bye. Take that shit.
Adios.
Exactly, yeah. Cleveland
So
Browns it
after you
happened to as
try to
well too because we see Cleveland as a dump. They definitely yeah. Well, I've been to Cleveland. It's like and shout out Joakim No. Like that's how the Baltimore Ravens happened. It's like yeah because the
mm,
Cleveland Browns they left. It's like yeah and so the original Browns are the Ravens. A lot of people don't know that the Browns we have
wow.
now are like an expansion team. That's the new Cleveland Browns basically. The original
Wow.
team was the Ravens because the owner wanted a new team and then they told him kick rocks. And then they still won because then a couple of years later, the NFL expanded. It's like Cleveland said, hey, we'll take an expansion team. So they ended up getting the Browns back anyway. And they told dude, like, fuck you. So, but yeah, more politicians need to be like, yeah, but sports fans ain't trying to hear that
But
shit.
the bottom line that it comes down to is that even billionaires don't want to spend their money. But nobody
Who
wants,
doesn't want something for free and shit? It's like,
even billionaires want shit for free.
exactly, yeah. Who don't want some free and shit? Yeah.
But they do say that some of the cheapest people they say are like people who are extremely wealthy. Like extremely
Yes.
wealthy people are
Yes.
super cheap. Like they'll tip like 10% on a bill, like at a
Oh,
restaurant.
and break it down to the penny. It's like, yeah, they don't round up at all. They say, yeah, they have paid like $20.79 in tips. Like it says round this shit up to 22 or whatever. They have paid or 25 even is like if you want to just make yeah, they have paid down to the penny that said yeah like 22.79. They have paid exactly that in tip.
Yes.
Like to round it to the penny, like okay, yeah, 10%, and that's the 10.
Yeah.
The bill's like 200 and whatever. They're around it. So that'd be 22.79 exactly. They give it to the penny. They we were like, you could have just rounded that shit up. It's like
Cheap for no reason.
they portrayed that in Casino, yeah. No, Scorsese flick because we had the cheap billionaire let but that was steel towels.
Steel towels.
This dude is playing like he's playing like $10,000 a hand basically like on
Just stealing
blackjack,
towels.
but he steals towels. So you can play
Hotel
ten
towels are
thousand like
nice
ten
though.
thousand a hand, but you steal towels from the hotel room.
Hotel towels are nice though.
Yeah.
They are so.
He showed the guy he was a Japanese businessman. Yeah, he showed him stealing a towel. This dude was just playing $10,000 a hand in the city, but he steals towels most there.
Reality though with
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But we'll be watching and seeing what happens with this Bears.
Yeah, like I said, don't expect anything anytime soon. It's like, and that's to be the legacy. What do you do about the old Soldier Field? I say like turn it into like some kind of like I want to say museum or like I think they should gut it again, keep the columns up, but like do something in there, like make that like a fan section for like a Bears like or shrine or some shit like that. Have like
Oh,
bear like that would be cool. I think yeah, because you don't want to just demolish like people still love the column like
Columns, yeah, the columns
people just
are
people hate
Chicago.
the new soldier feel like the thing you put on top, but like the classic, yeah, like people like that. It's like, yeah. And the
Yeah,
old soldier field was kind of raggedy too, so they definitely needed an upgrade. So people are nostalgia about that, but yeah, the old building. I've been to the old soldier field. It was beat up. Yeah,
it
definitely
was.
was beat up. Yeah, but they gut it again, keep the columns up, and then build something in the middle. I think that would be a cool, yeah, some
I
kind
think
of
so
like
too.
some kind of fan experience. I don't know what, but like something like Bears related. That's what they should do. Yeah,
I think so.
but want to stay back in the 80s and 90s or stay here? I'm feeling
Right.
nostalgic. I
Uh,
watched it.
what?
Hulu, the
You said
greatest
what?
party never sold.
I gotta get on Hulu because like I don't have my
Big
Hulu access
baby.
no more.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh, you
have my Hulu access no more, so I'm trying to figure out who I can get on for Hulu. Who's the guy I can
what's
get
up?
on?
Might do a password trade. We'll talk. I'm probably
We'll talk
saying too
because
much already and shit. What's your password? Maybe we might
never mind.
we might figure that out. But
Of
yeah,
course, I don't share. We don't share information. Of course not.
yeah. But this is for entertainment purposes. These just jokes. These just jokes, right?
Oh
um,
man, because I've been seeing everybody. Well,
the
like I said,
wildest part. I want to get the exact name right there. Wildest party never told. Yeah, it's like the story of Freaknik. Yeah.
well, obviously, it's like I'm too young to have gone to the Freaknik.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you just missed out though, because like it gave like the timeline. You know when the last Freaknik had was 98.
98.
So yeah, so had you yeah, I mean had it been a year later, you probably because like that 99 would have been the year between like your senior year in
Yeah,
high
I was
school, fresh.
graduating
So
high
you
school.
might have made that trip down to Atlanta like in between that year in between that summer of 99. So like you missed it by like 1 year. It's like you just missed it. Yeah.
I'm looking at my exes, like, why y'all acting all
Oh yeah,
judgmental?
Freaknik was strictly an extra thing, yeah, because like millennials just missed that. The last one was 98. The first one was 83. I didn't know it went back that far. So 83
Damn,
to 98 was the
that's
run
like
of Freaknik.
Kareem.
Yeah,
That's like
strictly an X
Kareem.
thing. Yeah,
Oh, that's exes.
and
Yeah.
the old Freaknik and new Freaknik were very different. I give spoilers. I don't care. It's out there, you know. And you said, and yeah, you probably still enjoy watching it. Yeah, but they told the whole story. They had the original organizer, like where the name Freaknik came from. It wasn't what you thought. Like it became that. Like us '90s Negroes fucked it up. Like we the ones that made freak. We added the freak to Freaknik
You had
basically.
the freaking freak this.
Like but it started out it was basically just like for the black Greek college students. It started, you know, in Atlanta, which is like the home of the HBCUs, like so many HBCUs.
Yeah, Morehouse,
Wild
Spelman,
Spellman, Clark, Atlanta.
Clark,
It's
Atlanta.
a
Yeah.
bunch of them. Yeah. Atlanta got a lot of them. Yeah. So like they said, we need some, and a lot of them, and the kids came from all over to go there to those schools.
Mhm.
So a lot of them like didn't go home on spring break. They would stay down there. It's like, yes, I'm not traveling all the way back where I came
Yeah.
from. Whatever. That's a long
Spending
drive.
money
Yeah, it's
and
only a week. It's
cost.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
like go all the way back, yeah, where you came. So a lot of them would stay. So then the ones that were down there said, yeah, like we need something to do here. It's like, yeah. So then they created it. And at the time, like the Chic song, you know, freak out,
Yeah,
the let
freak out.
Chic let freak. That's where the name came because like they like that song where yeah, the Chic's let freak is like so like they
That
couldn't
was a
find like
popular song back
yeah,
then. So
it's
yeah.
still because that was 83 and that C probably came out 79, 80. So it was still
Yeah.
relevant.
It's still
Yes.
popular. Yeah.
Same era. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what we call, yeah, it'd be like a picnic, but it'd be we add like the free, yeah, the Chic song Le Freak is like, yeah, so that's where the name came from. They combined like that with a picnic, yeah. And it started out just like a regular, like, yeah, it was like celebration, like the Black Greeks, like they were just, yeah. It was like real simple. It's like, yeah, they were in the park, like, yeah, doing step shows and all of that. It was like, yeah, they showed the origins of it. And then guess who turned it into the freak show? You could probably take one goddamn guess. Who was out around like 90 91 like
Luke.
You got it. You got it.
Let me see it do it,
It started, like I said, small as a strictly Atlanta thing for the Black Greeks. Like, yeah, we're gonna do something. So we have something to do during spring break. Yeah, that's where it started at. And then, once the word of mouth get started growing, so then Black Greeks from all over started
all
coming.
over the country.
And then the not so Greeks, they started hearing about it. And like when it really went national, the first time it was really mentioned on the national stage. You probably remember this episode. The episode of
Different world.
A Different World. You saw this documentary,
I
goddamn
did not see it. I did not see it.
It was on a different world. You remember,
that's when Kimberly Reese went to go to Freaknik.
Kimberly Reese's father was coming down
got shot.
The hill. No, it wasn't that episode. He was coming to spend
he was going to spend and then
spring break with Kim, but Kim was going to the Freaknik.
But Kim was
so
going
she
to
wasn't gonna be
Freaknik.
it. So she got her friends to lie
about
where
oh,
she
you just
was
missed
the whole
Kim.
time.
She was in the lab. You just missed her. Oh, she was over here. Like her friends kept on.
Missing her every time he was like trying to come, like spend time with Kim, like with Freddie or Whitley or somebody would lie.
Oh man,
she just left out. She was just here like 5 minutes ago. You missed her. Yeah, she's at the lab right now. Yeah, but she'll be back later on. I'll call you when she gets here like that.
Like you really thought that you were going to let him not a whole week that he was not going to catch on.
Yeah, I think she didn't know her father was coming, but because Kim went to the Freaknik, and that's why he was mad. It's like he's like, you got a perfectly good like homecoming right here on campus. Why are you going there? It's like, so that's what like it brought awareness to like the country. Like then we started like, what's this Freaknik? Like people like it's like it sounded live that because different world. So different world had their finger on the pulse of like Black culture. So it's like okay, like what's this? Yeah, shout out who went with HBCU, Howard University, HU. Like she's a Howard alum, so she is like an HBCU alum.
So she knew exactly what the authenticity of
and
it.
She probably had heard about Freaknik, like because like I said, like all of the Black Greeks had started migrating to Atlanta, like in the 80s.
I know that though. You see this documentary? No, I haven't. I remember the episode of A Different World because I was like,
that's when I first heard the term Freaknik. I was like, the Freak. I had never heard of it until Kimberly Reese mentioned
it. And the fact that because Kimberly was kind of a goody. She was kind of a goody too.
So she's going, it's like, okay, this must be live. It's like,
she was a goody. She was
like the good student. Yeah, she worked at the pit. She had her job and she was like a student. She was studying to become a doctor. Yeah, med student.
Dr. Reese. Yeah.
Yeah. So and she went to the Freaknik. So after that, that's when the whole country the cat was out of the bag by then. So that was like 89, 90, whenever that episode aired. I don't remember, but something like that. It's like, so then the very next year, let's say it was 90, the next year was when Luke and them showed up in 91. He brought the freak to the
That's
freak.
when that album was out.
And brought the Luke dancers. And then it became about twerking.
With the beach and they had a thing on their ass. Like
the Nastiest I Want to Be the album.
Yeah, the album was out at that time. Yes. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. So
yeah. So like that, I think it was 91 when Luke showed up, and he's like, and he said that because Luke is in the documentary. He's like, Luke and Jermaine Dupri did the most talking. It's like I saw him
on the thing. I saw Jermaine Dupri on the preview.
Yeah, his hometown is like, JD wasn't there at the early ones. He was kind of young. Like JD is still pretty young. He's just like around 50 now. It's like he's like a young 50. Dude. Yeah, he's like So he was like, but it's like I remember like the city being live. He's like, I couldn't go to the earlier ones, but I remember like how live like the Freaknik was. It's like every year around that time, like how my city would just be lit. It's like, and then when Luke talking about he's like, I brought the freak to the Freaknik base. That's when and then like that's the year. And then sometime after that, shout out our brother Feast, like Feast and Xavier, they and left me out. Like that's what I'm salty about. Because I had a couple people ask me like, I'm not gonna see you in this documentary. I was like, unfortunately, you won't see that. Because like matter of fact, shout out Trey the Chocolate Jock. He asked me that. Yeah, because it came out this past Thursday. This documentary released on Hulu. He said, I'm not gonna see you on this when I watch it. I was like, unfortunately, you won't see it. Didn't make it. My brother and the homie, they went. They went. I think they went 93 or 4. I forget. It might have been 4 because they were I think it was a 94 Freaknik, whatever.
Either 93 or 94 they went. One of those years.
Whatever it is, I didn't. Yeah.
It was one of those years. It was either 93 or 94. Maybe 94 they went. Maybe
the 94 Freaknik. Yeah. And like
Yeah.
that's like when a lot of people on there, that's the one that you should have been at, it seems like, because like a lot of people talking, it's like, yeah, 94 was the best year. Like, oh, that's like, so that was like the year. It's like the year they went.
I know, because Face was supposed to go to Georgia Tech, because like he was supposed to
That was
remember
one
he
of
was
the
like,
schools he was
yeah, he
considering.
was looking at
He,
Georgia Tech to
funny
go
shout out
to.
Kareem out at Fee, yeah, because he told him, yeah, we going to visit Georgia Tech, like they were going for a college visit. He
Yeah,
put,
that's what he said.
and then when Kareem said, yeah, he went feast, they went to the Freaknik. And mom's like, what's the Freaknik? Yeah, and I knew what it was from a different world. I was like, and then like my mind was like, oh yeah, that was this weekend. Like I was mad at that. That's all. I was like, yeah, that was this week. Damn, yeah, that's where my mind went.
Out of him.
Kareem out at him, yeah. They went to the Freaknik.
They went to the Freak Nick.
Mom to this day, like she is still think about that. Yeah, that Freaknik. Yeah, the Feast of Xavier went to that.
I should show mom the documentary.
I'm definitely gonna show it to her.
I'm gonna show the
This is
documentary.
where Feast of
This
Xavier
is where Feast went.
and all the asses and all of that. I'm gonna show all
I'm
of
gonna say
that.
it from the Feast, like by Feast. So like, this is where Feast went.
Remember in the 90s when Feast said he was going to visit Georgia Tech? This is where he really went though. He probably even touched that campus a bit.
Not at all. No. Well, yeah, drive through like a whoop, like a whoop, just ran through
There
real
it
quick.
is, Georgia Tech. Back to the freaks now. But where the Freaknik went wrong, which you could see this was gonna become a shit show. It's like it was unorganized. It's like because when they talked about, like I said, 93, 94, like I said, which would have been my era. So like I all right, we kind of fucked it up. Those 90s. It was and they say he bragged about like by then, like JD was going, like he was old enough to go by then.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, because he was a DJ. And I think Crisscross was talking about, so he was already like making records even now. I think Crisscross came out in 92, yeah. So he was already making music by then. So JD was kind of known by then.
Rat was out by then. Quantify was out, yeah.
Rat came out, Escape. Like he was kind of known during that time. Yeah. His acts were like starting to gain traction. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he said that and it's like it wasn't just one section or one block or two. It's like the whole city, and like, and that's when I was watching. That's where they went wrong. It's like you can't turn an entire metropolitan area into a fucking party. It's like yeah. Especially a party with black people. It's like
I know if somebody was trying to free nigga in Chicago and I go outside my house and I see people on my street like
on standing on cars twerking and shit, is like
I got kids. Like, no, you ain't doing that in front of my house. This is a residential area. I got kids. Like, come on now.
That's where it became like it was unorganized. Had they like and of course like we as our people like to play the whataboutism and all of that. So they mentioned like the like Fort Lauderdale, like the White Spring breaks and all of that stuff is like, and I don't know about those, but like from what the videos I've seen, like on those, I've never been obviously, but it seems like they're contained to the beach, like with those.
Contained to the beach, yeah. It looks like
I don't really see. I didn't see motherfuckers in neighborhoods like flashing their titties. I see them like like the videos I've seen. They're like in the beach, so like it was probably contained to a certain area. Like those might be like strictly a beach thing. Like yeah. But the Freaknik was the city of Atlanta. Like those 90s Freakniks, they took over the city. It's like and they were like, yeah, it was literally the whole city. And I was like, yeah, and this is where and you know what really like did them in. Last you probably saw this documentary, even though you didn't. Like what Atlanta 90s. I'll give the year. Atlanta 96. What happened?
Oh, the Olympics.
The
Olympics,
that Olympic came in as okay, like yeah, we got to get these niggas out of here. It's like, we can't have that. We bring the whole world is coming.
The world is seeing you got to be a damn fool, basically.
So yeah, like so that was the when they said we gotta clean this shit up. Is like so then they tried to control it. Then is like and of course like if you just had a free for all when you took over a city, you're not gonna want to be contained to like to Washington Park or to Douglas Park or whatever. You're not gonna feel that shit. It's like yeah, so like so they didn't take to it well. Like the Freaknik crowd like wasn't feeling it. Yeah. And then some incidents happened like in the late like 98, and then that's when they shut it down. Like like some violent incidents here. Like assaults like of the
Oh, so
sexual
cool.
nature. It's
I
like
was gonna say essay. Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say some
stuff like
essay
that
probably
started
happened. I
happening.
can
Yeah,
imagine because you got ladies like, because even as a woman, like I said, like twerking's always been a thing. Like that's why when people are acting like
yeah, but be mad at Glorilla, like yeah, at the red light twerking on them headlights is
yeah,
like the
we
freak they
were
started that shit. It's like
we doo doo brown, doo doo
yeah,
brown. Like
absolutely, yeah, get it
that's
brown.
twerking.
Yep.
That's
We just
twerking.
didn't call it twerking. We called it booty shaking. That's what we called
Yeah,
it.
we
Yeah.
always did that.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
try to say these new, yeah, like sexy red, and then you're trying to like put them down. It's like
And
no,
then Ice Spice, like you mad at them.
no, we twerked in the '90s. We just
Yeah.
called it booty shaking.
And Glorilla, like I said, with the yeah, at the red light twerking on them headlights. It's like that was the Freaknik. They were at the red light twerking on them headlights, literally.
Yeah.
They took over the whole city. They were in the middle of the street
But
twerking. It's like, yeah.
but just because a girl is twerking and doing that, even if a girl is dressed scantily clad or whatever, it doesn't still give you a right to sexually assault her.
That's what they were saying,
No,
like about some of the the Freakniks, like the like 94, 3,
that
94,
doesn't
like
make
my
it
era. It
okay.
was like it was still pretty tame. It's like it was wild, but like it was still more look but don't touch. Like, yeah. It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, well, like and like cats had full like camcorders. Like, yeah. So you go like, yeah, get your shot to the ass or the titty, keep it going. You wasn't it's still more of that. It's like, yeah, like look but don't touch. It's like they weren't like snatching up women. It's like
Grabbing up women
turned
or
into that. It's like later on. It's like, yeah, it still was like more of a look but don't touch thing. Yeah.
because I mean I always side eye when God will when like certain guys if they try to make it be like
You see
you
that ass? Yeah. Like you see
when
what
you ask for it, it's like, okay, you're a whole creep. Like if anybody says that, I'm like, you're a whole creep if you do that. Like you are. Because
yeah.
at any point, a lady can say that I'm not good with this. Like if
You can
you,
change your mind at any time. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, you're a whole creep if you do that. And I have no respect for guys who act like you
yeah.
can't change your mind or
They
whatnot.
talked about how like with like the Freaknik is like because it did like bring money to the city. It's like which they said is like so
Yeah.
why would you want to shut it down? Is because let's say it said they brought like let's say 10 million to the economy, yeah. And like I'm gonna use the was it the Chris Rock movie? I think I love my wife. It said yeah the Freaknik brought in 10 million. With the Olympic brought in like 5 billion or something like that. It's like so it's like this is just this quarter right here. This is the free thing. That's the Olympics. It's like that's what it was basically. So the Olympics was gonna win that shit. So it wasn't a black thing, wasn't a white thing. It was a green
It's a
thing.
money
Like
thing.
money is gonna win every time. It's like,
Green is the theme.
yeah, the free thing is bringing this in, but the Olympics that's like 5-10 billion. That's bringing to the city. So yeah.
I gotta watch it. Like so the fact that I knew like some of this stuff without watching it, but I mean, I was around during that time. I was a
Yeah, like
kid
you
in the 90s.
you know the era. Yeah, so you were little, but you know the era though. Yeah.
I know what was going on. I was a kid. I was a young kid in the '90s, and then I was a teenager by the mid to late '90s. I became a
So y'all
teenager. So
definitely by the mid to late, y'all knew all about the free day because like y'all were planning, like, okay, when we go to college, we gonna go there,
people
not
go,
knowing it
yeah,
wasn't gonna be there no more. So y'all are already like planning for your freak Nick days. It's like, yeah,
yeah. Because we heard stories that you guys told us, and we're like, oh, we want to check it out, you know. But then they're like, nope. After '98, they were like, nope.
they
I
shut
think
it down.
maybe some people, maybe in the
Maybe
class,
some of your classmates
maybe
might have got to gone to the later ones. Yeah.
maybe like some people before me. Like I think maybe like
Upperclassmen, like I said, some of the
at
upperclassmen
97, 98, I think maybe some of the people in those classes may
you
have
might have
died.
made that pilgrimage, as I call it. Because like it was college student, nobody flew down there. Motherfuckers drove. It's
We
like
drove here.
all
We
over
didn't
the
have
country. It's
we
like
didn't have money.
yeah.
We were college students. We were poor. We didn't have money. We're
Folks
high
didn't
school
have
kids.
hotels and nothing too. It's like, yeah, it's like you crash wherever and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like
Here's the thing. My homie got an apartment out here. Like you knew a friend that had, you know, and you crashed
or the
over the
best case
couch.
now you hope you meet somebody and you hook up with them and you spend the night at their house.
Ah.
You met a girl down here. That's where I'm sleeping tonight. You hope you meet somebody. That's what it'll be like. Because that's what Lockhart said. Like best case scenario, you hook up with somebody and that's where you crash.
And some people probably sadly had to sleep in their cars. Some
A
people.
lot of people slept in their cars.
I mean, I'm not
A lot of people, I'm sure, slept.
have no money.
Yeah.
So your car is there.
Yep. A lot of people. Peace and Xavier probably slept in it. Xavier might have found somebody. Feast definitely slept in the car. I know you. Xavier might have found somebody to crash with. It. Knowing him, like Xavier might have found somebody in Atlanta. He found a local chick with a crib. Hilarious.
But yeah.
But the Freaknik, the name is now owned by like somebody like and that's another thing, it was unorganized. They didn't even have that shit trademarked. It's like
How? How would you?
like the original, because like I guess I get with the originals, like they didn't know it was gonna be what they were just they were college students trying to create something to do like during spring break because they didn't want to go home. It's like, but once it became big, like that 90, like somebody should have owned that name. It's like, yeah, like Jermaine Dupri could have bought it. It's
Jermaine
like
Dupri
that.
could have owned
It's
it,
like
yeah.
somebody could have owned the
It was
name.
his home city,
Yeah.
so
He could have been like the grand marshal of the Freaknik. Like he's like somebody should have owned the name. And then but yeah, it's somebody owns it now, some rando and shit is like, and it's obviously not what it was. So like Luke and them was like, yeah, like this is the Freaknik name only, but that ain't really the Freaknik. Well, we were doing was the Freaknik. It's like, yeah. So it is like, so yeah. So how is that not even trademarked? Yeah. Wish I would have known that was, I would have bought the shit. It's like they just trademarked it like maybe like 5-6 years ago, something recent. If I'd known the name was out there, I definitely would have bought the trademark. The odds, man, would have owned the freak. So yeah, I was like, how's that? Like, how you not trademark? Like that's huge and shit. Is but well, yeah, they try to bring it, but it's not gonna be the same though. It's like Coming to America. They talking about trying to bring it back. Yeah, they did do an event, and it wasn't what, because obviously, like, it's a different era. You can't do what the fuck we were doing back then.
no.
We're in the Me Too era now, so like,
Everything is gonna get you canceled. You'll be canceled, everything.
but they did a Freak Nick. It was definitely more sanitized than like, yeah, the new version is like, yeah. Like, and like they got the new like Atlanta cast now, yeah, like 21 Savage and people like that are like, but it's not the same. It's like it's not what that was back then. Like the new cats is like, yeah, but I highly recommend it. Yeah, the Wildest Party Never Told is like the Freak Nick documentary on Hulu. Yeah.
I just want to see if somebody I know is in it.
Yeah, when we got to the 93, that's when I was like, I was watching intently. I was like, looking to see, like, if I see somebody, two people in particular, like, I wanted to see if I knew, like, people I know in general, but two in particular, like Feast and Xavier. I was looking, like, every like clip, I'm looking, like, is that them?
Why you being judgy? It's especially now, I said, because like even in my age group, it's like yeah, like I said, most of us, a lot of my friends and I, we're moms, we're wives. You know, like I'm on the PTA at my kids' school, but it's like.
But in the 90s, it's back on the head at the red light, twerking on them headlights.
Yeah, was like that.
Red light, twerking on them headlights.
You was doing that in the 90s. So it's like you can look at the girls now and be like, okay, they're going through their phase. They have to learn. They're young. Like these young 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds.
About your Sexy Reds, your Ice Spices, your Glorillas of the world.
Let them, they're young.
Yeah,
they're young.
Coi Leray, like you can talk about all of that.
They're
like,
young.
let them do them. It's like, yeah.
It's like when these ladies, okay, now if they're like my age and they're still just like, okay, now you can look and be like, okay, what's going, you can look there, but like, okay, 40, okay, what are you doing now at 40? Like, why are you still trying to, but they're young, let them make their mistakes. We made our mistakes. It's just ours wasn't documented until the freak.
We didn't have all you had. Now you got the greatest party never sold.
We thought ours was good in secret. That's why we still on our high horse. It's like, yes, I would never. Mama, ain't that you with your ass cheeks spread?
I'm seeing titties.
My age group, it was Girls Gone Wild. I said, because by the time I was
wow,
it was Girls Gone Wild for like my age. For millennials, it was that Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
So
and that's a whole other story. What happened to his ass?
Yeah.
He definitely got he definitely got canceled. Yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch of documentaries about Girls Gone Wild too.
I watched a documentary about it on Girls Gone Wild.
There's a lot of those out there.
I watched one with Marcus about it. Because it was on the the ones that they showed after the NBA game, after the TNT games, those ones where it showed those. I forget what that docuseries is called. Yeah. It was on one of those after the game, after the TNT game. And we
Okay.
watched it. We was like, yeah, he was a whole creep. He was.
Yeah, that was bound to fail. That shit was like wasn't gonna last. Yeah. But before we wrap up, let's talk about parties and gatherings that are controlled and like in certain areas. It's like, yeah, because we have those all over Chicago. They're not the Freaknik, obviously, it's a different era. Like I said, you got the Hyde Park Fest is big, the Chosen Few Picnic is big.
Mhm.
Outside of Chicago, it's like tied in. Like I forget who it was. Was it might have been Red? She talks a lot of shit on her social media.
Ah,
It's like all y'all that were at the Freaknik back are at the Essence Fest now. Was that Red? Somebody I heard say that. I don't remember who. Like
I don't know.
I'm
That's
giving credit to Red. She probably didn't say it, but like it
ah,
sounds like a Lady Red thing. It's like she's like, yeah, y'all were at the y'all because the Essence Fest, like I said, was controlled. So y'all were the freak. The Essence Fest was like because it's more for like folks our age. Just like
yeah,
so
so like
at the free nigga in the '90s, you're probably at the Essence Fest now. There we go. But
probably
here's like the controlled Lollapalooza has been announced.
yeah.
Going down Grant Park, of course, August 1st to the 4th. And the lineup headlining the very first name, Bay, the lovely SZA. Yes.
Birthday to my shirt now.
SZA, she'll be there. Tyler, the Creator, Future, and Metro Boomin. Like I'm looking at some of the big names. And then on the smaller list, I saw names in there. Let's go. You got Victoria Monet. It's sexy red to be
It's so real.
locked her up. Killer Mike will be there. It's like Vince Staples, so
Is
not a
that
bad
Kesha?
lineup.
Oh,
Huh?
Kesha's might be there. Okay.
Yes, not a bad lineup. I saw oh, sexy red. Like I laughed
Sexy
at that.
red.
Ski It should be Ski and that well, yeah, SZA's headline. It's August 1st to the 4th. Yeah. It's usually always that first weekend in August. That's what
Yeah.
it's like, or like last weekend in July, first weekend in August. Lollapalooza is usually always around that time.
Yeah, kind of like, okay, like this is like summer be over with
Yeah.
soon. So let's
It's usually like right before Bud Billiken.
right
That's like
before Billiken, yeah.
down because like you have
Exactly.
Lollapalooza, and then usually the week or week after is Bud Billiken. So
But it's the bud, yeah.
always right. Bud is always the second Saturday.
Second Saturday in
Another one
August.
is controlled. It's like imagine the
Yeah.
whole city was Bud Billiken thing.
Oh hell no.
It's
Hell
like that's
no.
what the Freaknik was. It's
That's
like
just on King Drive. You go
Drive.
30,
Yes,
you
yeah.
go
So
30
you just know to avoid King Drive if you like. Yeah,
35th to the park.
you
You
got
know.
places to be. Just avoid going that way. It's like you'd be
Yeah.
good. Just don't go by King Drive. If you like
Mhm.
going to work or whatever, just know that you're gonna get stuck if you try to go down that way. So
Mhm.
but if the whole city that's unorganized, like I said, that's what did all of
You can
that's
do
what did
activities, just have it organized. Like
that's
last week, the
Freaknik.
Southside Irish Day Parade was on up St. Patrick's Day. Like just avoid Western. Like don't go down, don't go by Western.
Yeah.
Cause
But yeah, it was like I said. Some people played the whataboutism card, and they mentioned, like I said, like the Fort Lauderdale spring break. Now, like I said, those might be more controlled. Like I said, I don't know personally, but all the footage I've ever seen was on the beach for those. Like I said, I didn't
yeah,
see people in neighborhoods. It's like so, if
in
it's
residential neighborhoods,
if
it's like what's going
contained to
on?
the beach, like then it makes sense. It's like whereas
Mhm.
like the Freaknik, if they contained it to like a certain area, then but the whole city of Atlanta can't be the Freaknik. It was bound to fail once it
Now I
became.
think so. I need to probably watch this weekend now.
There it is. On that note, let's wrap it up. Yeah. Not another damn podcast, episode 355.
Happy birthday to us and to Ariana again.
Appreciate that. Happy birthday, Ari. Enjoy your day. And we definitely appreciate each and every one of you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. You want to support us further, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey.
YouTube, and your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how I do it.
And you can check me out at MSIMAH626 on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Also, STR8GULEY1 on X, STR8GULEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
There it is. I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.